Want a soar? Get a mentor. Hey, it's Nina Carmichael, and we make these videos because you're probably the most ambitious person in your circle. But you know you're capable of more, and you get that push by surrounding yourself with the best. So today, let's learn from one of the best, my husband Evan Carmichael, and here's how you can stop being a quitter. Enjoy! Okay, let's kick it off with rule number 1. Find your drive.
Most people quit on things because they don't have a powerful mission or they don't know where their drive comes from. Chasing an opportunity isn't enough because you're going up against people who love that thing, who might be willing to die for that thing. If you want to go to Mars, you're competing against Elon Musk, who would die to go to Mars. You better absolutely love it or he's going to crush you. You need to find the thing that you love that does not feel like work. Otherwise, you'll end up working your entire life and hating it. So every Thursday when I'm in Toronto, I do this free event for Toronto entrepreneurs at my dance studio, Toronto Dance Salsa, 5 to 6 p.m. Thursdays when I'm in the city. I do a free event, Q&A session for an hour. Come out, meet me, talk, let's hang out, however I can help, give back to the community and help local entrepreneurs. My Thursdays are bonkers. My Thursdays are all day long interviews, hangouts, podcasts, Skype sessions, one-on-ones. My assistant books them in 25-minute chunks, and I have 25 minutes on, 5-minute break in between. Usually I use that break to get set up for the next one. 25 minutes, 5, 25, 5, 25, 5, the whole day long. And then I end up going to the studio, I record my podcast with Mark Drager. I then do 2 30-minute one-on-ones that we film for the YouTube channel. And then after all of that, I do a 1-hour Q&A for the entrepreneur community. And then after that, I'm doing more meetings with my team. It's crazy. And somebody asked me last Thursday, how do you have the energy for all of that stuff? I love it. Like, I love being there with the people. That group session is the best for me. I love it. I'm not getting paid for it. It's free. It's probably not a great use of my time. If I had to pick for 1 hour, what's the best use of my time? Hang out with startup entrepreneurs, ask me their questions, or do something like write my book or make my next course or something else. It probably doesn't make the most sense, but I love it. And so therefore it makes the most sense, right? And for other people, jumping into my schedule might be torture, and it should be. For me to jump into your schedule should be torture. I should look at your calendar and say, that's ridiculous. How do you have so much energy for all that stuff? And when you jump into mine, it should look the exact same. For me, when I gear up for a Thursday, as an example, when I put my extrovert hat on, I gain energy as the day goes on. I'm not losing energy. By the time I hit 5 o'clock and I'm doing the group session with people, I'm carrying the energy of all the entrepreneurs that I've met on my 25-minute one-on-ones throughout the entire day. I love it. I gain more steam, but most things, ask me to do almost anything else for 8, 10, 12, 14 hours, I would hate my life. Ask me to make coffee for 10 hours a day, I would hate my life. Ask me to play piano, ask me to do almost anything for that amount of time, I would hate my life because it feels like work. And so you have to find the thing that does not feel like work. So then when you go off and do it, it actually gives you energy. So paying attention to the energy, if at the end of every day you're like, oh, this sucks. Like, that's a good signal that you're doing the wrong thing, because you have Michael Jordan level talent at something. You are a genius. You should be crushing it at something. And if the work that you're doing is draining your energy, the people around you are draining your energy, chances are you're in the wrong spot. You're hanging with the wrong people. You're doing the wrong kind of work. And so how do you actually find the right kind of work? I got a process that's going to save you. It's called Who, Why, How. Let's dive into it. Step 1 is your who. Your who is your one word most important core value. And so think about what, if you had one core value, what is it? For me, it's believe. It's a part of everything that I do. Think about who your favorite teacher was growing up. Thinking about what your favorite song is, your favorite movie. There's connective tissue. There's a value that you have. There's one core value that stands out above all the other ones. I wrote a book on it. It's called Your One Word. Go through the process. It's one of the most important things you can ever do in your life. As soon as you figure out what your one word is, your who, then that shines a light on your life, right? So for me, it's belief. It shines a light on every area of my life, on my business, on my relationships, everything. And if you are not happy, it's because you are living out of alignment with your who. You're living out of alignment with your one word most important core value. If I was unhappy in my life, it's because there's a lack of belief somewhere. With a relationship, in my business, something. There has to be a lack of belief. It's the same thing for you. Alex's one word is belong. Alex helps me run Toronto Dance Salsa. We're changing the whole branding around TDS now to be around belong, because that's his one word, and he's going to bring belongingness. What do we sell at TDS? Not just how to do dance moves. It's belongingness. People lack belongingness and a sense of community. Come to TDS. We'll take care of you. And so what's your one word? What's your most important core value? Most people have no idea what it is, and so you're walking aimlessly through life. Figure this out. It is one of the most important exercises you will ever do in your life. What's your who? Step 2 is your why. Understand that your purpose comes from your pain. The people who go on to do amazing things likely suffered a lot. I've never seen somebody go off and crush it and have amazing results in any area of life without coming from some source of suffering. A lot of pain growing up at some point. Whatever you struggled with, whatever you suffered with, whatever the most painful moment of your life is, ask yourself, what is the most painful moment of all time in my life? What is that thing? When you figure it out, understand this, your why, your purpose will be, for the rest of your life, helping people who are currently going through the thing that you went through. I love helping entrepreneurs because I struggled so much as an entrepreneur. I felt worthless as an entrepreneur. I felt worthless as a human being when I was in my first business that was bringing no value, that was getting no results. I felt terrible, ashamed, embarrassed, alone. And that's why I do what I do. I want to help entrepreneurs not struggle as much as I struggled. That's my why. And your who and your why is for life. I want to believe in entrepreneurs. Why believe? I told you the story. Why entrepreneurs? I told you the story. I could believe in anybody, but entrepreneurs are going to be the people for me for life. For life. That never goes away. And that's more clarity than 99% of the world has. Just figuring out your who and your why is more clarity than most of the world. The last part is the how. Who, why, how. How becomes how you're going to help people get through it. So however you got through it, whatever you struggled with, that you made your way through, even if you're not fully through it yet, but you're better than when you were before, right? When you were in the hole, when you're at the worst moment of your life, the person who you are today could go back and talk to that person and give them some advice and help them. There's a lot of people who are currently in that situation that you were in. And how you got out of it is a recipe for other people. How did I get out of it? For me as an entrepreneur was modeling success, was looking at who else has built successful companies that I can copy, model, apply to my business. Bill Gates saved my company even though I've never met him because I looked at the strategies of how I went to 0 to 1. Now what have I done for the past 20 years? Share strategies from famous entrepreneurs on my website, now on my YouTube channel, on my Instagram. That's what I do. I love sharing my own voice and also DJing other people's content because I want to learn from Steve Jobs. I want to learn from Kanye West. I want to learn from Oprah. I want to learn from these people. And I want you to do too. And so the path that you took through isn't just this isolated incident. It becomes a recipe that other people can model as well, and you can teach it. Your how will evolve. Modeling success when I started was books. I was reading books, I was reading biographies. Now it's making YouTube videos. In 10 years, it might be virtual reality, your hologram Evan beaming into your room, right? It's gonna change. The how will change as technology evolves, but your who and your why are for life. And so if you don't feel like you're motivated, if you don't have the drive, if you don't know your mission, go through the process. Your who, your why, your how. Do it, take the time. It will revolutionize not just your business, but your life. And you're set up to follow that path for the rest of your life. So it's worth a 5, 10, 15, 60-minute session to sit down and try to figure it out.
Rule number 2, believe.
95% of the world wakes up and drives to a job that they hate. I believe that you have Michael Jordan level talent at something, that you are a genius, you are the best at something. Most people either 1, have no idea what that thing is, or 2, they have found it but they don't have the courage or belief to go chase it down. Either way, the path is through. You need to find the thing that you are a genius at, that you have Michael Jordan level talent at, and live it every single day if you want to live your life instead of regret your life. This is why I do what I do. I want people to believe in themselves more. I look at people and I see this person who hates their life, and then there's so much talent. You have so much talent. You want to serve, you want to help others, you want to make an impact, you want to make a difference. Everybody does. It's a human condition. And you know you're capable of more than what you're doing right now. You know it. And this is what I want to help bring out in people. It's why I make the videos that I do and write the books and do my speaking, all of it. Because I want to pull that out. I want you to suck on whatever energy that I can give you so that you then realize, maybe I am a genius. Maybe I do have great ideas. Maybe what I have could actually change the world. Maybe I need to stop doing the thing that I'm doing. Maybe there is some hope. Right? That's what I want to try to inject into people. And so I have an 8-step process that I'll take you through super quick, that if you are struggling with belief, if you are struggling thinking that, I don't know if I'm a genius at something, this process will help you. It'll help you believe in your big ideas, it'll help you believe in your capabilities, and it'll help you go off and actually make an impact. Let's dive in. Number 1 is find your purpose. You got to find out what the thing is that you're here to do, right? I have my who, why, how process. Figure out what your one word is, your most important core value. 2, your purpose comes from your pain. The thing that you struggled the most with is the thing that you want to help other people through. Whatever you struggled the most with, the worst moment in your life, whatever you remember that is, your purpose for life will be helping other people who are currently going through that pain. And then 3, the how you got out of it, how you got through it will be a recipe to teach other people. You'll be able to, as you take your steps on the staircase up, lift other people up to join you on that step. So step number 1 in believing in yourself more is figuring out what is your purpose. Step number 2 is going from idea to action. You have great ideas. You have great ideas. The problem is you judge your ideas. You come up with a great idea in the shower, and then you spend the rest of the day thinking about it, researching, planning it, judging it, saying, I can't do that, or how's that going to work? And then you wake up tomorrow a different person. The faster you go from idea to action will dictate your entire future. It'll change the entire trajectory of your life. The faster you go from idea to action, stop judging your ideas. You get an idea, you go for it, you do it. The 2% difference. Stop planning to get to 100% and just take action on the first 2%. You'll never figure out the whole plan by sitting on your couch. You won't. You figure it out by doing. Idea to action. Train yourself. You get an idea, you do something about it. Because your ideas list is never going to get any shorter. It's growing every day. You're a genius. You come with great ideas. But that's not enough. You got to do something about them. And so immediate action. You get an idea, boom, the 2% difference. What's one thing that you can do that'll take you 2% of the way to making some momentum on this idea? The smallest, simplest, dumbest, stupidest thing that you can do right now, today, on your idea. Idea to action. Step 3 is model success. Have people around you who inspire you, who lift you up, who show you that it's possible. I love my YouTube channel for myself. I need it for me. I surround myself with Steve Jobs and Kanye and Oprah and all these people. For me, for myself, I want it. I want to be around successful people because what it does, it rubs off on you. It rubs off. It's like they're sprinkling little Steve Jobs pixie dust on you. It rubs off. It shows you 2 things. One, that it's possible because all of your heroes, they started with less than what you currently have right now. You feel like it's overwhelming and impossible in your environment and it's never going to happen. Whoever you look up to, whoever your heroes are, they had it worse than you have it right now. They struggled through worse than what you're struggling through right now. And so if they could do it, you can too. There's no excuse. If you're surrounded by people who just tell you, oh, take it easy, take it slow. Yeah, of course you can't do it because you were born at X or because you come from this community. Of course, yeah, you're never gonna make it, right? Screw the president, screw the system, right? Most people, that's how they live. But other people, they've won. They've done it despite coming from worse circumstances than you. You have no excuse. And so when you surround yourself with those people who are often winning, who look like you, came from the same background as you, struggle with the same things as you, or worse, it's motivating. It gives you hope that it's possible. You need to be around success. You need to model it. And it gives you the hope, and it also gives you strategies. Bill Gates saved my company. I've never met him yet, but what he did gave me hope that what I wanted to do was possible with my software company, and how he got through was a recipe for me. I modeled how he got through it, and that started to take my company forward. So step 3 in believing yourself more is you need to model success. Step 4 is create an environment of excellence. An environment of excellence. What in your environment makes you feel excellence? It starts with you, how you carry yourself. I love wearing this, right? Like I wear this not just for the camera, I like it. Like I feel like Batman putting on my outfit, putting on my superhero cape, right? When I wear this, how do you want to express yourself? From the clothes you wear, from your haircuts, from the jewelry you put on, how are you going to express yourself that is excellent? That reminds you of who you are and what you're capable of. Next, you go out to your physical environment. So these people are all behind me for a reason. I walk into this office And without even having to think about it, I've got these people staring me down, reminding me to be excellent, to go chase down my dreams, right? What's on your cell phone background? What's on your computer background, right? These are things that you set up once in your environment, and then it triggers you. I call them play bigger triggers. They're there for you every single day to remind you, right? If I'm feeling low, if I feel like I don't believe in myself enough, I got my parents right here telling me, hey, Evan, you're really Carmichael, believe in yourself more. If I'm struggling with my vision, I got Steve Jobs staring me down right here, right? This is my computer. I'm looking here. I got this guy eyes on me, right? Now, maybe that's too creepy for you, scary for you. Awesome. Design for yourself. Design for your excellence. What makes you feel bold and want to come alive, and have that as a daily part of your routine. Step number 5 is schedule for success. So I just mentioned routines. What is your routine? What are you doing on a daily basis? Show me how the actions that you're doing, what's in your calendar, will help you accomplish your goals, right? Your actions have to map to your ambitions. You say you want this, amazing. I love it, I'm pumped. Now show me in your calendar where you're gonna do it. You say you want to have 1 million subscribers on YouTube, amazing. You say you want to sell 1 million books, amazing. You say you want to have $1 million business, amazing. Show me in your calendar where are you spending your time on making videos, on writing books, on building your business. Like, it has to be in your calendar. Most people, they don't have it in their calendar. And if you don't have it in your calendar, it's never gonna get done. And not just business, life success. You wanna be a successful husband, father, mother, daughter, wife, anything. Where's that time? Put it in your calendar, right? Show me your calendar. Your calendar is your habits, and your habits will dictate your success. And so what you do on a weekly basis in your calendar, and also how you start your day every day. Most people wake up like an accident. Most people wake up, they hit the snooze button, which already you're telling yourself that you're the kind of person who doesn't follow through on your goals, and you start responding to other people's emergencies. No, start your day with intention. You could have had the greatest day of all time yesterday, and you wake up today and you're starting over. So what makes you come alive? And then put that into your morning routine with intention every day, so you stop waking up like an accident. You do that, you're gonna believe in yourself more. Step number 6 to believe in yourself more is manufacturing self-confidence. Manufacture self-confidence. You do difficult things. You need to teach yourself that you do difficult things. That when something is hard, you want to do it. You love hard things. That when your heart's beating and you're scared, you're nervous, that's a sign you have to go do that thing. Self-confidence, self-love, self-respect comes from following through on the things you say you're going to do. But it doesn't count until it's difficult. Waking up at X in the morning, right? You want to wake up at 6 in the morning? Great. When it's easy, it doesn't count. You don't feel good about yourself. You don't feel bad. It's easy. It's when it's hard. It's when it's hard, right? If you ran a race against 3-year-olds, right, and you won, you might post about it, say, yeah, I won this race. But inside, you know it's a fake. You know it's a fake win. It doesn't count. But if you get up and run against Usain Bolt, he's going to destroy you. But you can feel good that you tried, right? Are you proud of your effort? You want to manufacture self-confidence? You want more belief? Are you proud of yourself today? And it's not something that anybody else can give you. Should I be proud of myself? I don't know. Did I do enough reps? I don't know. Did I write enough words for my book? I don't know. Are you proud of yourself? I can tell you, when I broke my neck on my tour and I was sitting at the front for 3.5 hours in massive pain delivering my presentation, I was proud of myself. Even though the quality went down. Right? I was better when I was being able to walk around and not have so much pain. I felt like my presentation delivery was better, but I was more proud of myself for doing it when it was hard. That's how you manufacture self-confidence. That's how you manufacture self-belief. It's doing it when it's hard. It does not count until it's hard, and that you do difficult things. Step number 7 to believe in yourself more is beating negative judgment. If you're doing anything that's different, anything that's outside the norm, guess what? There's a lot of people who love the norm. There's a lot of people who will say, hey, you suck, like stop doing this. They want to protect the status quo, because if you go off and win, it makes them look bad. It makes them feel bad about themselves, right? You winning makes them feel bad about themselves. And so you're going to have a lot of people who all they focus on is tearing other people down. You may even have your parents who are giving you advice out of love, but your parents are pilgrims. You were growing up in a different era than they did. If you're 20 years old right now, your parents at 20 years old, the world is different. The amount of things that a 20-year-old can do right now to build a business, to have success, to make a meaningful impact on the world is crazy compared to what was available when your parents were 20 years old. They don't understand the world that you live in. And so their advice is out of love, but they just don't understand what's possible. And so you get advice that's out of love, that's still negative. You'll see it as negative. And you'll also get hate. You'll get people who watch your videos or read your book and say, you suck. That's the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. But what's the alternative? To never ruffle any feathers, to never do anything bold or big or great, to live your entire life in fear of being rejected, in fear of people laughing at you. And so you play small your whole life, and then you're 95, you look back and say, I never did anything great. I knew I was capable, I never did it. You need to learn to attack judgment. You attack it. If you're afraid of even the possibility of judgment, then you do it. That's why I painted my nails a while back, because I was afraid of people judging me for having my nails painted. So then I had to do it. You have to do it. Just to beat it, just to eat the judgment. You need to train yourself, because if you want to go off and do some amazing big thing, but you can't do something as simple as painting your nails, you've lost. You're so worried about other people's opinions that you'll play small forever. And so the next time you feel yourself worried about somebody else's opinion, then you have to go off and do that thing. Now, within your code of ethics, right? Don't go beat somebody up. Don't go, mock somebody. Don't do something against your values. But most of the things that you want to do, it's for you. It's not against somebody else. You want to do it for you, and you're afraid of what the reaction is going to be. That's the fear that you need to quash. And as soon as you catch it, you need to say, I'm going to do it. I'm going to beat that negative judgment. I'm going to feel that fear, and I'm going to do it anyway. And then step number 8 to getting more belief is to make an impact. We want to make an impact. Making money is important. It has to be. Money has to be in your top 5. It's just not number 1. Money's not number 1. It's not number 100 on your list either. It's got to be in your top 5. But something comes ahead of it, and that's the impact that you want to have. What is the impact? How are you going to do it? And then start feeling it, start seeing it, start appreciating it. For me, I'm just here in my office talking to the camera. It's me and the camera alone in a room, but it's going out and being broadcast, and you're watching it right now, and I appreciate that. And I remind myself of the work that I do every day matters. It's touching people, and maybe that's just one person. Maybe you helped one person today, and you feel the impact of that. Or maybe it's 100 or 1,000 or 100,000, however many, right? Your impact will continue to grow with time, especially entrepreneurs. We want to have a big impact, not just one person at a time. But remembering that you're here to do something good, and that your work matters. If you woke up every day and felt like the work that you do matters to somebody, it's having an impact on somebody, it's serving other people, because humans are built to serve. And if you felt like that every single day, man, your life would be dramatically different.
Rule number 3, find your genius.
I like to say that everybody has Michael Jordan level talent at something. I believe it. I think you have Michael Jordan level talent at something. I think you're a genius, a legit, bona fide genius. You should be off there changing the world. I believe it. I think you have that talent. I think you have that capabilities. Most people don't. Most people, 1, they don't believe in themselves enough to actually go off and chase it. And most people, 2, don't go off and explore to find the thing that they have genius at, that they could be Michael Jordan at, Warren Buffett at. And instead, you try to photocopy somebody else's life. You try to be the next somebody. No, you're a genius. Let's go. Let's chase it down. That's why I'm on my mission. I want to solve the world's biggest problem, untapped human potential. I think everybody is that genius, and they either don't know what the thing is that they should be doing, or they don't believe in themselves hard enough to go and chase it down. So let's work through those 2 things. Whatever camp you fall into, there's going to be advice that will help you. 1, you don't know what you're a genius at. Amazing. What's the path? You explore, you test, you try. People settle way too early in life. You settle. How do you know if you like sushi or not until you taste it? You don't. You should be trying everything. I think everybody should try to be an entrepreneur. Everybody should try to have a YouTube channel. Everybody should try to have a podcast. Everybody should try to be an accountant. You should try. You should pick up everything just to get a sense. Say yes to everything once. Adopt that mindset mentality. We get locked in to career paths way too soon. Why? Because that's what our parents did? Because that's what we went to school for? Why? You're going to now live the rest of your life doing something because you've only tried 5 different things, and now you're going to pick? That's a recipe for disaster. That's why 95% of America wakes up and drives to the job that they hate. You have to try. You have to say yes. And don't tie your self-worth to the results. You will suck at the beginning. Whatever you first start doing, you will suck. It will not work out. My first YouTube videos sucked. Go back, watch it, so you can see how bad I was when I first started my videos. I sucked. I was awkward. I was nervous. I was introverted. It took me 350 videos until I wasn't completely embarrassed by myself. 350 videos. And so the acid test needs to be, do you like the process? Do you want to go back and do it again? You may not have been good at it, but do you want to go off and do it again? So when you go on a first date, Nina's here. Hello, Nina. Hello, Nina. We love you. Pa, her new nails. Nina got her new nails. When you go on a date, when I went on my first date with Nina, the acid test is, do I want to go on a second date? Not, am I going to marry this person? Just, do you want to go back and do it again? Don't put so much pressure that this has to be the thing that works out and is the rest of your life. You won't know. You won't know at first glance. So you need to say yes to a whole bunch of things. When you don't know what you want to do in life, you need to say yes to almost everything. As long as it falls within your personal, values, ethics, you're not harming yourself, most things you should go off and try. I think you should try. I don't think you've tried enough. If you don't know what you want to do in life, you have not tried enough. I'm going to put my phone down on here because my arm is getting tired. You have not tried enough. You have not tried enough, and you need to try more. Next step, if you found the thing, you know what you want to do. You know what you have potential greatness at. You need to believe in that greatness. You need to believe in that greatness. You need to chase it down. And it's hard because maybe nobody in your family has ever done that before, right? Maybe nobody in your family has experience or any kind of background in this before, right? Nobody's done it. So it's hard, but you have to, because otherwise you will live the rest of your life in regret, knowing that you could have done more. You could have been great at something, but you stuck to this crappy job that you hate because it was the safe thing to do. You will hate your entire life if you do not fix this problem. Why am I going so hardcore on YouTube right now? Why am I pushing hard on Instagram too right now? Why do 3 videos a day? Why do 6 posts a day on Instagram? Why? Why? Because I have a window. Because there's a window on your opportunity. Because my window is now. Because this is a magic moment for me with my skills and my interests and my talents and my passions right now in the world of entrepreneurship, in the world of YouTube and Instagram, how it's all coming together. It all fits perfectly for where I'm at right now. And so I have to push hard. You put the blinders on. You put the blinders on and stop looking for other opportunities. It's right in front of you. You know the thing you have to go off and do. Go be great at it. And maybe you have to develop the skills. I had to develop the skills. I am not naturally gifted at this. Go back and watch my old videos. It took me a long time to get good at speaking in front of the camera, speaking in front of an audience, not being afraid, not being always so introverted. It took me a long time to get out of that. But you have to. This is the only way that you win. You want to win. You want to be happy. You want to win the game of life. You want to have a big impact. You want to win as an entrepreneur. This is the only path. You can't just copy somebody else. You can model, you can learn, but you have to figure out what is your circle of competence. You have to figure it out, and then when you find it, you have to go all in. That's it. Those are your only options. Otherwise, you lose, and you'll always know you're capable of more, but you're too afraid to go chase it down. So 1, if you have no idea what you're great at, you have no idea what you want to do, you're not going to think your way through this. You won't figure it out sitting on the couch or watching this video. You're going to get it by going off and doing it. You get an idea, you try it. Idea, try it. Idea, try it. Just say yes. Expect to fail at everything. And just think, do I want to go back and do that again? And if the answer is yes, then you go back and you keep going back and you keep going back, and suddenly you found your passion. And if you found the thing that you know you want to do, you found the thing that you know you have genius in, then you have to believe in yourself, and you have to pound on your craft, and you have to do that thing every single day to develop the talent, to develop your skill, to be amazing at that thing, because that is what you were born to do. You're a genius. You have Warren Buffett talent. You have Michael Jordan level talent, and you have to find it, and you have to own it, and you have to use it to become happy for yourself and to make a difference for the people around you and the world.
Also, if you want to have more self-confidence and self-belief, the science says it can take up to 254 days of consecutive action for the habit to stick. That's what I want for you. So I've designed a custom free program where I'm going to send you an unlisted video for the next 254 days to shift your confidence and belief forward. The link to join is in the description below.
So you have to really want to do it. If it's a bucket list thing that you have to do and you're deeply passionate about it, you have a message that you want to share, or this needs to come out, right? You need to give birth to this thing. It's that important to you. Then you should go out and do it.
1, pick the right things to work on, and then 2, focus on executing those things.
4 years by making videos every day. And I'm impatient as anything because I want it to be amazing. I want to make every video better than the last.
Rule number 4, play to win.
Most people are so afraid to lose that they don't even try. So when you have nothing, when you're at the bottom, you've got nothing to lose. And so it's very easy to go off and try. But as soon as there are stakes, as soon as you've won just a little bit, now you risk losing something. And this is where most people back down and play small for life. And so you need to decide, are you playing life to win, or are you playing life afraid to lose? So I look at my YouTube channel as an example. When I started it, there was no risk. Nobody knew me. Nobody's watching my videos. I could go and fail, didn't make a difference. I could try a whole bunch of different things. Whenever the algorithm changed, I got pumped because the people who were ahead of me were complaining and would be romantic and would want it to go back to the way it was. And I'm like, hey, algorithm change, amazing, let's go. I'm gonna learn that new thing. But now I've gotten bigger. Right? Now, I think I have more views than anybody in the entrepreneur space on YouTube. And it's easy to now be protective. It's easy to say, well, I built this thing I don't want to lose. And I hate that. I need to destroy that. I want to be constantly losing, constantly testing, constantly risking. Now, not risking it all, not putting everything on the line just for one thing, but to be willing to test, to be willing to fail. As an example, I split up my channels. I split up my channels into 8 different channels. I got an advice from Matt Geelan. He's one of 5 people who I would put on my hand as people who I would listen to for YouTube advice, right? He was one of the 5. And another one of the 5 said, don't do it. So I got 5 people who I would listen to about YouTube. One person says, split up your channel. One person says, don't do it. What do? I have to do it just to see, because I know what not splitting up my channel looks like. It's what I'm currently doing. But splitting up my channel, I won't know if it's going to work or not until I actually go off and do it. And so I did. And here's a newsflash. It's not working yet, right? My other channels, the most I think has 8,000 subscribers. I have 2 around 8,000 subscribers and the others are smaller. And they're growing every day and they're gaining momentum every day. But overall, my subscriber growth is down. My views are down. My revenue is down. Everything is down. It's all down. Watch time is down. Everything is down. Is it a big failure? I don't know. Maybe. I'm going to give it more time and see. It's a risk, right? I went from making 3 videos a day on one channel to making 1 video a day across a couple channels. And then, once a week on some channels, and we have 8 different channels now. It's more headache, it's more management. Maybe ultimately it will work out. Or maybe in 6 months I'll come back and say, man, that was a giant failure. That sucked. But I won't know until I try. And that's where you need to risk it. That's where you need to try. You need to see, you need to test, you need to taste it. Because if I just take that mindset every time of saying, well, this is what's always worked, and so I need to protect this and stay true to this, and that's it, and I can never change. One, I'm gonna eventually hate my life. I'm gonna hate my business because you need to evolve, you need to change, you need to grow. What got you success is amazing, but if you then do that same thing over and over and over forever, you're gonna feel like you got yourself a job. Why did you leave your job to do this thing, to have creativity and freedom and fun, not to do the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, right? You have to evolve your business as you evolve as a human, or your business will start to flounder and suffer. And it happens to so many entrepreneurs. You see this growth and then you see this plateau, this long plateau, and people start to get more and more bored with their business and with their life because they're not evolving their business as they evolve as humans, right? So if I did that with my YouTube channel, I would start to struggle and suffer, and you see it with a lot of YouTubers. Now maybe in 6 months I end up going back, right? Or maybe I never go back. But there's always going to be some new iteration, some new version, some new thing that I'm willing to risk, even though I've grown my channel. I'm among the biggest in the space. And so always having that mindset, I want to win. I want to win. I want to keep pushing. I want to just not play life trying not to lose. And so when, again, at the beginning, it's easy. But once you start building something up, and that's in your business, that's in your relationships, like your relationship will need to evolve too. What got you there is a good starting point, but you're going to evolve. And your spouse or your boyfriend, girlfriend, they're going to evolve too. And can you evolve together? I think the test of a relationship is how much can you evolve together? Because if you're growing and learning and improving yourself and your partner's just staying still, you're eventually going to grow apart. Or if your partner's going a different way, you're going to grow apart even faster. But you're going to grow. Nobody just wants to stay static forever. And so can you weave and grow together? That's the game. So you have to decide, are you playing to win or are you playing just not to lose? So how do you play to win? I'm going to give you a 3-step process that I think can help. Step number 1 is use the fear of regret. Use regret. Regret is very powerful because if you look at people who are at the end of their life, in old age homes, who can't do it anymore, who can't chase their goals anymore, they're filled with regret. They're like, I knew I had potential. I knew I could have done something, but I didn't because I was just too afraid. Use that power for yourself. You're afraid to do something. You're afraid to change. You're afraid to risk something. You're going to be 95. You're going to be on your deathbed soon. Like imagine you're there right now And you never took the thing that you wanted to do. You never got an answer. You never chased it down because you were afraid. You're gonna hate your life. That's where most people are at. But the good news is you can come back to this year, right? You can step back into your body right now and say, I can do it. And so adopting the mindset that you would rather know and fail than not know. Not knowing equals regret forever. Knowing and failing, you can deal with it. You very rarely regret the things that you do. It's most often the things that you did not do, that you were afraid to do, the actions not taken that people regret. And so don't be like that. Whenever you're afraid of doing something, take that test. Use the regret test. Imagine yourself at 95 in a rocking chair in an old age home, and you never did the thing that you're thinking about right now. Would you regret that? And whatever you think that you would regret not doing, you have to summon the courage to do it right now. Step number 2 is understand that your setback primes your comeback. Your setbacks prime your comebacks. Nobody's on top always, right? It says drop and then you come back even higher. And so whatever you want to go off and do, right? Whatever change you want to go off and make, chances are, one, it's not fatal. Like you can always come back to something, right? If you want to take a year off after university to go be an entrepreneur instead of going to that job, right? If you're in a job that you hate and you say, you know what, I can always get another job, so I'm going to try for a year doing my own business. It's not fatal. You can always come back and do it. You can always come back and get that crappy job. You know you're capable of it. You know you're probably more than capable of it, of what you're doing right now. But the thing is, you're probably not going to go back to it, right? Like you're leaving it for a reason. You don't go back to your ex-girlfriend or ex-boyfriend. You go back to that crappy boss. Because in that time, even though you may have failed a whole bunch of times, you've learned and you've grown. You're a stronger person because of it. So that setback primes you for your comeback because now you're a stronger person. You're capable of more. And you'll find the next path. The path that you chose may not be the ultimate path for you, but you know that the path you left is not the path for you either. And so better than sticking on some path that you know that you don't love, it's better to go off and explore, to test, to taste, to try. Most people don't do that enough. And they're so worried about the failure. You're worried about this new path failing and not working out. You can tell yourself you can always go back to that thing. And you can, and the facts are you can. You can go back and do what you're doing before, but you probably won't. Even if the thing that you jump to doesn't work out, you're not going back to where you were because you're stronger. You've grown. And that'll set you up for the comeback. That'll set you up for the next great thing in your life because you won't find the great thing doing the thing that you hate doing. And step number 3 is say it's the best. I've trained myself that whenever something really negative is happening to me, I say, this is the best. This is the best. What was the best part of me going on my tour for 90 days, 23 cities? Breaking my neck. Broke my neck in 2 spots, had a concussion, 3 staples in my head. I still have, you can kind of see down there. How do I point? Right there. There. Got my 2 neck braces that I had to sleep in and be in basically all day long except for a 10-minute shower. That was the best part of the tour. Not just positive attitude, like it's the best. It's actually the best. Because that negative situation that you're dealing with right now makes you stronger. It shows you what you're capable of. Thank you. Your purpose comes from your pain ultimately, right? Like the thing that you want to do for the rest of your life comes from the most painful moment in your life. Whatever you struggle the most with is the thing that you want to help other people through. And so thank you for that crazy pain. Somebody who hasn't been through pain never accomplishes anything amazing. So thank you. This pain that I'm going through right now, amazing. Let's go. This is the best. If you could just change that mindset tweak, next time you find yourself complaining, angry, upset, frustrated, tell yourself, just try it. This is the best. This is the best. This is my chance to show myself and the world what I'm made of. This is my chance to grow. This is the best. And watch how quickly it puts you into a resourceful state. Instead of being hopeless and complaining and upset and frustrated, now you feel like things are possible. Now you feel hopeful. Now you're resourceful. And now you're way more likely to solve the problem instead of sitting there complaining about it. It's the best.
Rule number 5, don't try to please everybody.
So listen, everybody's going to have an opinion on what you should do with your life. Everybody, your friends, your family, your culture, your society, your community, your customers, online haters, everybody's got an opinion on what you should do with your life. And it's tempting to want to take the advice. 1, because it gives us advice, but 2, there's also somebody to blame, right? Like if it doesn't work out, it's not my fault, it's that person's fault. They said I should do it. At some point though, you have to decide that you are going to be an adult, that you are in control, that you want to go off and build your own life, and only you know what that looks like. And you have to have the courage and the confidence to step up and say, I'm in charge. This is my life now. I get to decide what I want to do. And some opinions will matter, and some opinions will make a difference, and others you have to let bounce off you. You're not going to be able to please everybody. Everybody has an opinion on what you should do with your life, and the only one that really matters truly is this one right here. So how do you decide? How do you know what the difference is? How do you know which opinions you should take, which you should listen to? Because on the one hand, it's you want to take advice, you want to take counsel, you don't know everything. And on the other hand, it's your life, you got to decide. How do you make those two things work together? I'm going to give you 3 ideas that I think could really help you. Number 1 is understand what your one word is. Your one word is your most important core value. Mine is believe, yours is whatever it is. It's worth going through the exercise. I think it's one of the most important exercises you can ever do in your life. It becomes a filter through which you see the world. And so for me, it's believe. And believe is around believing in yourself, having self-confidence, believing in the work that you're doing, having passion for it, and believing that it's going to work out, believing in the impact, believing that there is light at the end of the tunnel, even if you only see darkness around you right now. That's believe. And so all of the decisions that I make are through the lens of believe. Every new piece of content that I put on my channel is through the lens of believe. And so if you give me advice that has nothing to do with believe, it may be great potential advice, but it's not for me. How do I know what's for me? Because I'm standing on my rock of belief. And if you don't know what value you stand on, it's easy to get pulled in a lot of different directions. It's easy to look at somebody else's life and say, I want to be like that. No, I want to be like that. No, oh, maybe you're right. I should go over here. You don't have confidence because you don't know who you are. And so the starting point is figuring out what your one word is, because that is at the core. It's your most important core value. So someone might say for my YouTube channel, hey, you should profile the top stupidest mistakes that this person has made, or the top most hateful things that that person said, or the top reasons why this person's an idiot. Chances are those videos would actually blow up. People like negativity more than positivity, unfortunately. I'm not going to make those videos. It's not believe. Right? I want to spread positivity and hope and optimism. That's what I want to spread in the content that I put out. And so it's an easy no. Even though from a strategy point of view, it might be a great thing to blow up my channel, I don't want to go down that path. It's not believe. And so when you understand what your one word, most important core value is, it becomes the filter for your entire life, your entire business. And as questions and feedback and suggestions come into you, it becomes that filter so you can make better decisions. Step number 2 is the boom, 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 boom test. And what I mean by that is, if your heart is going boom, 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 like you're nervous, somebody suggests something to you and it sounds exciting, but you're nervous and you're scared, then you have to go and do that thing. You have to go and do that thing. Just to teach yourself that you are the kind of person who, when you're nervous, when you're scared, when you're fearful, you jump into it, you attack it, you want to beat it. Because if you want to go off and do some crazy big thing, right? We're entrepreneurs, we got a big crazy mission that we're trying to go off and save the world from something, right? We want to spread our message. If you can't do this one little scary thing in front of you, you can't do that. There's no way you're going to go off and accomplish that big thing. And so train yourself. Anytime your heart is being nervous, right? It's booming. You're scared of doing something. You're called upon. You're asked to rise to a challenge. You're nervous. You're fearful. You're scared. Go and do that thing just to show yourself that you can. That's how you actually build self-respect. That's how you actually build self-confidence. It's when you're feeling afraid and you jump in and do it anyway. I don't believe in be fearless. I don't think you can be fearless. I think if you're fearless on a daily basis, it means you're playing life so small that nothing scares you. I think it's feeling the fear and doing it anyway. It's feeling the fear and saying, I'm scared of this, and I'm the kind of person who rises to a challenge and I'm going to go off and attack it. And so when you get a suggestion, when somebody gives you an opinion, is it something that you actually want to do? Is it something that makes you scared? And if yes, then you have to go off and do that thing just to show yourself that you can. And the third filter is, what will you regret? If you get hit with a suggestion, somebody says you should do this, think about, will you regret not doing it? We very rarely regret the things that we do. We regret the things that we didn't do. We regret the actions not taken. And so when you get hit with a suggestion and you want to do it, but you're afraid, and we got the boom, boom, boom tester ready. Imagine your life at 100 years old. Fast forward, you're at the end of your life. You're sitting on your rocking chair. You're in some retirement home. Life is almost over for you. And look back at the past decades of your life. Will you regret not having taken action on it? This is the thing I use to help push me through fear as well. If somebody suggests, hey, you should go do an interview with this person, and I'm afraid, that means I have to do it, but also I fast forward to 100 years old and said, I could have done that. You know what? I could have done that. I could have made that thing happen, but I didn't. And now I've lived the past 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 years, depending on how old you are, with regret. And so I imagine it as I've got, something stuck in my tooth. Something stuck in my tooth, I can't get it out. And it's bothering me, but then I punch myself in the arm. Ow, that hurt. I punched hard. I punch myself in the arm, and so I don't feel the toothache anymore. I don't feel that thing stuck in between my teeth. That's what regret can be used for. You don't want to live in the regret 24/7. You don't want to live in the negativity and the fear 24/7. But in moments when you feel like you're about to play small, in moments when you get hit with this opinion or suggestion that you know is the right thing for you, but you're afraid that it's not going to work out, I use that fear of regret to make it so big in the moment that I have to go off and do that thing. That's what helped me get my YouTube channel going. That's what helped me do my presentations and my tours and my speaking gigs and my books and all of these things. I'm scared. I'm afraid to do it. I imagine myself at 100 and say, if I don't write that book, if I don't make those YouTube videos, if I don't go and interview that person, if I don't try to push my 10 million subscriber goal, if I don't do it, I'm going to regret it for the rest of my life. And that fear forces me into positive action to go off and do it.
Rule number 6, the last one before our very special bonus clip, take action now.
I'm going to teach you a strategy right now that will change your life. It's called the 2% difference. The 2% difference is, as soon as you get an idea for something, as soon as you get an idea for a new thing that you want to try out, you go do it. And it's called the 2% difference because most people, when they come up with an idea, what they do is they think about it, they plan, they strategize, right? You got an idea to go launch something, great, you go home, you strategize, you tinker, you plan, you think about it. But then you wake up tomorrow a different person. You wake up tomorrow a different person. You were feeling bold yesterday, you came with this great bold vision for yourself, amazing, you're feeling on top of the world yesterday, you wake up tomorrow a different person. And then you don't do anything about it. Maybe you research a little bit more and then that idea is dead. I believe that the decisions that you make when you're feeling bold, unstoppable, and confident are actually the right ones for you, and then your head talks you down from doing them. We just don't live in the land of bold and confidence 24/7. We spend 1% of our life, if that, feeling bold and confident, and the other 99 feeling scared and afraid and back down to where we were before. So the decisions you make when you're feeling bold and confident are the right ones for you, and therefore the first step you need to take is not planning, is not strategizing, is not thinking, it's action. The 2% difference. What that means is, instead of going home and strategizing and planning on how to get to 100% of your goal, build immediate momentum on how to get to 2% of your goal. Focus on taking action to get 2% of the way close to hitting your goal. And then that momentum will carry you forward to helping you get through to the rest of the 100. So here's an example. I'm filming this from Las Vegas. I'm on this tour right now. I promised Nina, I made a decision. I'm going to take Nina to every city in North America with 1 million+ people. That was the goal that I had. Great. Most people would go home, start researching, thinking, how many cities are there in North America with 1 million+ people? How are we going to do it? Nina has a full-time job, on and on and on and on about all the reasons why you're not going to be able to do it. And you start planning and strategizing. Great. No, that's not the way to do it. Because you'd wake up tomorrow a different person and say, I don't know about that goal. I can't do that. And you start talking yourself down from it. So while you're feeling the boldness of it, when you're feeling capable, when you actually feel capable of accomplishing that goal, you go off and you do something. So I said, great, this weekend I'm going to go to Boston. Nina had never been to Boston, so this weekend we're going to go to Boston. And I messaged her to say, Nina, I've decided I'm going to take you to every city in North America with 1 million+ people, and this weekend we're going to go to Boston. Turns out there's 50 cities on the list. I don't know how I'm going to get to my 50 cities yet, but I can hit one, and that's 2%. If you cannot get to the first 2% immediately, you will never get to the 50, you'll never get to the 100. It's just never going to happen. This is the problem for most entrepreneurs. You plan too much, you strategize too much, you think too much, you're too smart. We're smart. And so you find really smart reasons why you can't do something. You're a perfectionist, you're worried about putting something out before it's ready, and then you never release it. The people who I've met on this tour, I feel so bad for them. It blows my mind of people who've waited decades plus to move forward on their idea. That idea that you have, that you're sitting on, you need to go do something about it right now. That's the difference. There are dummies who are winning in your industry who don't have as much intellect as you, who don't have as much passion as you, who don't have as much of a heart and a cause of wanting to do something good to serve as you do, and they're winning and you're not. Why? Because they're actually off doing the work and you're sitting on your couch at home strategizing, researching, planning, thinking about it, and being too afraid to go off and take action. And so the 2% difference, the next time you feel yourself coming up with an idea, and we get ideas all the time, you get an idea, train yourself. Idea, trust that it comes from somewhere, right? That idea comes from somewhere. Don't judge it. Don't be critical of it. It came from somewhere. You have a responsibility to do something about it. Idea to action. Idea to action. Train yourself. Idea to action. You thought of something today? You thought of something in the shower? Great. Idea to do something. Idea to action. The 2% difference. Stop planning your way on how to get to 100% of your goal and figure out what can you do right now, today, immediately to get 2% of the way. Start applying that principle. It will change your life.
Now I've got a really special bonus clip that I think you're going to enjoy. But before that, it's time for the question of the day. I want to know, what was your single biggest takeaway from this video and your plan of action for the next week? The science says that when you just watch a video, you get motivated, you get inspired, you have a 35% chance of following through on your goals. 35%! That's not enough. That's not enough just to get motivated. Believe Nation, we're here. You're here. Today matters. You're an action taker. When you commit to a plan of action of when and how you're going to follow through, when you write it down, you have a 91% chance of following through. And when you commit publicly to somebody else, it jumps to 95% chance. From 30-something% to 95% chance of you following through. Believe Nation, we need to make this happen. So question of the day, your single biggest takeaway from this video and your plan of action specific for the next week. Put it down in the comments below and I'm gonna show on screen sometime next week to celebrate you. This is why I keep going with my YouTube channel. This is the reason why I keep going with my YouTube channel, because yes, your spouse is important, and yes, your friends are important, and the people that you hang out with are super, super, super important. And all the other people that you hang out with by reading books and consuming content, watching videos, all of that makes an impact too. The more that you spend hanging around people and ideas and wisdom that bring you up, the more you're going to rise up. And the more you're around people who are complaining and negative and pulling you down, guess what happens? The more you're gonna be pulled down. And one of the big reasons for me in creating this channel was I wanted to be around successful entrepreneurs. I wanted to be around people who would push me to go off and do more. Because in my life, I'm super fortunate to have a very understanding wife, a very supportive family, friends who encourage me and always support the things that I'm doing. But I don't have people who are pushing me to do better. I don't have people who say, you know what you're doing is great, but you should be out here. Like, you could be making these adjustments and playing a bigger game. You can have a bigger impact. And so I needed more of that in my life. And so my solution to finding it was the videos, was I want to hang around Elon Musk, and I want to hang around Steve Jobs, and I want to hang around Warren Buffett. I want to hang around these people who are thinking on a bigger scale, because the more you do that, the more you ingest this content, the more you're gonna think like them, the more you're gonna act like them, the more you're gonna take these pieces to not only just be like them, but to be the best version of you. I think what most people do is we try to escape a life that we don't like. We watch Big Brother on TV, we watch these reality shows, we like laughing at somebody else's faults and mistakes. We're constantly, looking at Facebook and Instagram and looking at the negativity of people, hating each other. We like watching fail videos, we like escaping our life. There's something about our lives that we don't like, and so we want to escape it. Why do people want to go on vacations all the time? Well, it's not because they actually want to go there, it's more they want to escape a life that they don't like. And there's nothing wrong with traveling. It's a great time to get experiences, meet new people, think outside the box. But it shouldn't just be an escape from a life that you don't like. And that's where most people spend their time. Use that time instead to do the uncomfortable thing, to grow, to build muscle, right? To challenge yourself, to look towards a life that you want to live by surrounding yourself with the people who push you to think differently, to do the uncomfortable things, to grow, to go outside your comfort zone, right? To do that scary thing that you want to do that you think is too bold, too bad, too big. Who am I to go off and do that? The more you spend time around these successful people, the bolder you're going to be, the more confidence you're going to have, and the bigger impact you're going to be able to go out and create. And so it's one of the foundational reasons why I still do these YouTube videos, why I love it so much, why I'm still invested so much into the regular creation of this content, because it's awesome that it helps you. It helps me. Like, I need it. I need the push. I need Elon Musk kicking my butt. I need to watch that stuff and realize, you know what, I'm still playing small. I'm working harder than most of the people that I know, and I need to be doing more. You know, I need to be thinking on a bigger scale. I need to have greater ambitions, because I believe if you have the ability, then you have the responsibility. If you can, then you must. And I know that I can. And I'm not doing enough. And I know that you can. And you're not doing enough either. And so the people that you surround yourself are really important. Yes, the people in your life. Yes, your spouse is super important. Yes, the friends that you choose to surround yourself with. Some people, you may not have an option. You know, your family may not be supportive. You can limit exposure, but you may not have an option. They're still your family. You haven't chosen them. But the rest of your time, like, you're not spending 24/7 with your family. The rest of the time you get to choose. And are you choosing to just escape a life that you don't like and watching content that numbs your mind? Or are you choosing to move in a forward direction, make your life better, and consume content that makes you want to be a better version of you and having a bigger impact on the world?
If you want to learn how to make real lasting changes in your life, check out the video next to me. I think you're gonna enjoy. Continue to believe. I will see you there.
So if you've ever been to a Tony Robbins Unleash the Power Within event, the 3.5-day event, his most powerful exercise that he does is his Dickens exercise. And what he has you do is write down